These celebrities all have faith. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 celebrities you didn't know were religious.
I'm a Christian. It's not
Devout?
stylish to say nowadays.
No, are you devout?
Yes.
You believe in the Lord?
Yes, I do.
For this list, we're taking a look at celebrities whose faith or religious beliefs may come as a surprise or sometimes even as a shock to most people. FYI, celebrities whose religions aren't necessarily established can be included on this list as well.
Maybe because of the foundations that were laid in my life by my mom taking me to church, that I wanted to take a different road, I guess.
Number 10, Beck.
It's been in my family. My dad's been doing it for about almost 40 years.
Beck is a second-generation Scientologist who only first publicly acknowledged his affiliation with the religion in 2005. There are many controversies associated with Scientology, including the accusation that it's a cult. So Beck usually keeps to himself when it comes to his faith.
Do you feel like it's unfairly criticized at times?
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, I think it's the good done speaks for itself.
Yeah.
While the musician himself didn't give the most eloquent and coherent of answers to the Sunday Tribune with regards to Scientology's philosophy, he did give Vulture a simple and seemingly humble response a few years later. Basically, for Beck, Scientology is just this thing that he does. And like anything, it has its fair share of crazies, regulars, and everything in between.
I'm a loser, baby, so why don't you kill me?
Number 9, Mike Tyson.
You have to love everybody, and that's what God's about, love.
Religious isn't the first word that jumps to mind when you think of former professional boxer and heavyweight champion Mike Tyson. That's probably because of his reputation as a fierce fighter and his past problems with the law.
There he bites him there. You see him lift his teeth. And Holyfield in agony at that point, trying to rip free.
Be that as it may, Tyson reportedly converted to Islam in the 1990s while serving jail time for rape, and he hasn't looked back. Today, Tyson maintains that, quote, Allah doesn't need him, he needs Allah.
My first loyalty, my first obligation is to Allah.
In the time since he's joined the faith, Tyson has adopted the name Malik Abdul Aziz, traveled to Mecca, and sobered up, maintaining that he sees Islam more as a discipline than simply a religion.
I'm more Islamic and have a better appreciation for God now than I ever did back then.
Number 8, Orlando Bloom.
Namaste, my name's Orlando and I'm here with UNICEF.
Though he was raised as an Anglican, Orlando Bloom has been dedicated to his Buddhist faith since the age of 19. A full member of the United Kingdom branch of Soka Gakkai International since 2004, a group devoted to, quote, peace, education, and cultural exchange, Bloom has said he credits Buddhism with keeping him, quote, anchored, and giving him a, quote, sense of self. Something that probably comes in handy in Hollywood.
Orlando Bloom actually threw a punch at Justin Bieber.
Bloom has explained that his chosen religion helps him on a day-to-day basis. He said that Buddhism is, quote, about studying what's going on in his daily life and using that as fuel to go and live a bigger life. Seems like it's working for him.
Bloom is so comfy around Perry, he has no issue ditching his shorts, and Katie doesn't seem to mind one bit.
Number 7, Mark Wahlberg.
Ron became another victim of homicide because he chose to walk on the wild side.
The man once known as Marky Mark used to have a reputation as a bad boy. But today, Mark Wahlberg says that his faith is one of the most important aspects of his life. In fact, he's credited religion with helping him get back on track after his life took some dark turns. Raised Irish Catholic in Boston, this rapper turned movie star says that he prays and attends church regularly, if not every day, but does not wish to push his religion on anyone else.
It was hundreds of thousands of dollars.
So he's very generous.
He is, extremely.
So is Wahlberg praying for his next movie to be a hit? Nope. He says he's simply focusing on being good in all the things he does.
Wahlberg gives his time and money to help kids, many of whom now see him as a hometown hero.
Number 6, Brandon Flowers.
My name is Brandon Flowers. I'm a father, I'm a husband, and I'm a Mormon.
He'll rock out with the best of them as lead singer of The Killers. But aside from being a rock star, Brandon Flowers is a devout Mormon and family man. Flowers says that when he was 6 years old, his father quit drinking as part of his newfound Mormon faith. That that change affected Flowers deeply, and although he also struggled with alcohol abuse when he first got involved in the rock and roll scene, he too devoted himself more fully to his Mormonism when he started his family.
It was like there's a chamber in your heart that you don't know exists that opens up when you have a baby.
Now that he's sober, Flowers has become a notable face for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, aiming to clear up common misconceptions about his faith.
And I realized I was raised in it, and it's there's still a fire burning in there.
Number 5, Prince.
You don't understand, Prince. I have wanted to make love to you for my whole life. I'm sorry.
With his flamboyant outfits and sexually charged lyrics, Prince was a larger-than-life personality in the music world. What many fans may not have realized, however, is that when he wasn't shredding his guitar, he was quietly adhering to his faith as a Jehovah's Witness. After joining the faith in the early 2000s, Brother Nelson embraced his chosen religion, engaging in charitable activities, philanthropy, and even going door to door to discuss his beliefs. According to his fellow parishioners, the outrageous rock star they'd see on stage was a far cry from the shy man who attended church wearing understated clothing. But maybe most important of all for such a gifted musician, Prince credited God with inspiring his talent. Number 4, Dave Chappelle.
You're gonna choose from these celebrities who you think is the Muslim.
Is Aziz?
Close, but no.
Gotta go with Dave Chappelle.
It's Dave Chappelle. You guys are good.
Dave Chappelle is known as a comedic genius who challenges societal norms and isn't afraid of offending.
Scientists still say AIDS started because somebody had sex with a monkey. Word.
But since 1998, he's also led a faith-based life as a convert to Islam. Chappelle's religion is a topic he doesn't often discuss in public, however, and he's got a good reason for that. He doesn't want people to link any problems they might have with him with Islam. This is especially important to him because he believes Islam is, quote, beautiful if you learn it the right way. For Chappelle, his religion is basically a guidebook for how he lives his life in a well-balanced way. And fortunately, he's been able to keep his sense of humor as well.
A lot of black people don't have the privilege of knowing about grape juice because they have grape drink. It's not the same formula.
Number 3, Tiger Woods.
Field's gonna quiver if he makes this.
Tiger Woods was raised a Buddhist and practiced the religion for most of his childhood. However, during his infidelity scandal in 2009, Woods brought awareness to his faith when he mentioned it in his very public apology. He said that he had strayed from Buddhism and lost track of why it was an important part of his life.
People probably don't realize it, but I was raised a Buddhist, and I actively practiced my faith from childhood until I drifted away from it in recent years.
But core tenets of the faith are respect and personal responsibility. So Woods said he was making a spiritual commitment to revisit his once devout faith. In the past, Woods has explained that Buddhism to him is a way of life.
It teaches me to stop following every impulse and to learn restraint.
And, at least as a youth, he practiced it with the same discipline he devoted to the sport of golf.
In your life, have you seen anything like that?
Number 2, Alice Cooper. Today, the king of shock rock is not only an avid golfer and a teetotaler, he's also a born-again Christian. Though the image that made him famous is more demonic than heavenly, and he once struggled through drug and alcohol abuse,
a bottle of whiskey a day.
Cooper grew up in a Christian household. His father was a preacher, and he himself was active in his church as a child.
I grew up in a Christian home, yeah, and my wife's father is a Baptist pastor.
He says he revisited his faith in the 80s after he realized that all the partying and materialism he'd experienced wasn't what he wanted from life.
And so I don't think there's anything in the Bible that says you can't be a rock and roller.
Heck no. So he quit drinking, went back to church, and now says he's more satisfied in his life.
Hey, stupid, what you trying to do? Hey, 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 hey. Hey, stupid, then will you lose?
Before we unveil our #1 pick, here are some honorable mentions.
Black church is too long, man. Preacher be talking about come back to night service and it be tonight. Man, it is tonight. Look outside. You done kept us here all day.
I mean, they think that you believe it, but you have to choose it.
So you choose to have faith?
Yes.
#1, Stephen Colbert.
No word yet on whether they were in Cuba to scout real estate or find a fresh supply of beauty contestants to fat shame.
You know him best as a witty late-night talk show host, or perhaps the pompous blowhard he used to play on TV. But did you also know that Stephen Colbert is deeply religious?
And we know every word is true because the Bible says that the Bible is true. And if you remember from earlier in this sentence, every word of the Bible is true.
Raised Roman Catholic by devout parents, Colbert was taught that challenging the church does not make you any less Catholic.
Hopefully, you can still feel your faith fully and let your mind have a logical life of its own.
That might explain his willingness to poke fun at religion, to a point.
Oh, I thought you were a practicing Catholic.
I am, doesn't mean I'm good at it.
A Sunday school teacher who also officiated a wedding live on his show, Colbert has credited his faith with helping him deal with tragedies in his life, like when his father and 2 of his brothers were killed in a plane crash when he was a child. But perhaps most importantly, he stressed the value of humor in faith.
Jesus says, so I say to you, do not worry, for who among you by worrying could change a hair on his head or add a cubit to the span of his life? What I like about it is that it's a commandment to not worry, and I'll go with that.
Do you agree with our list? Which religious celebrities caught you by surprise? For more enlightening top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.